Hi everybody, thanks for stopping by. My name's FM Jellico, and you're watching episode 25 of the Dafuge Challenge with Enfield Town FC. I'm trying to come up with a reasonable explanation for our form, and I can't. After our 6-4 loss at Boston United, when they basically ran us into the ground, we went away to Altrincham and we won 3-1. And this is our third kit, a pink and gray scheme I will admit I am not a fan of. I think we recovered pretty nicely in this game. 15 shots, 9 on target, 2 clear-cut chances, 6 half chances, only 3 long shots, which I'm very happy with. Thalasis had a 49th minute goal, Taylor Perry had a 69th minute goal, Luke Rawson had a 92nd minute goal, Andrew Nelson had a 24th minute goal for Altrincham. I played a fairly rotated side this game. Fry got the start and goal, actually. I think after that 6-goal shellacking, O'Brien needed a break. And the team performed really well. So I was expecting another loss. Instead, Ebbsfleet United came to our place, and we beat them 8-0. I have a hard time saying that. I have a hard time believing it. And I sat there and I watched it from beginning to end. Tom Ashton had a brace, 2 goals in 3 minutes. Michael Thalastis had a brace, 2 goals in 7 minutes. Lucas Green-Birch had a brace. His took him a little under a half hour to take care of. Deshaun Bernard had a very unfortunate own goal for Ebbsfleet United. Richard English had a 75th minute goal. We scored 3 goals in 4 minutes and 4 goals in 8 minutes. And it was just on. 20 shots, 11 on target, 5 clear-cut chances, 9 half chances, only 4 long shots. Ebbsfleet tried. 13 shots, 4 on target. But after the half, they essentially just shut down and didn't do anything. If I go over here real quick. And as you can see, most of their team was just absolutely horrible. Reagan Upton, who went to Ebbsfleet, had a 6-3. So his form really hasn't changed since he left. But it is what it is. And I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. I believe 8-0 is the largest margin of victory for an Enfield Town match. You know what? I might be able to check that out here real quick. Let me see. Yep, biggest win, 8-0 versus Ebbsfleet United last week. But today we are away at Kettering Town for our FA Cup 4th qualifying round, and then we are home against Sutton United. Now, a couple days ago when I originally looked at this, Sutton United was sitting 3rd on the table. They have lost both their games since then and have fallen down to 8th. We're currently in 9th at 22 points, so if we do well against Sutton United, we can move up to 8th spot. The rarefied air of promotion playoffs, which I really don't want this year. We're just not ready for it. But I am going to set my best 11, and we will come back for our FA Cup 4th qualifying round at Kettering Town. Back in a bit. One little piece of transfer news. After pulling Odom off and then having Monlewis going out injured, and realizing the hard way that I did not have anyone else who could play right midfielder, I went back and took a look at Brian Allen, who I had scouted in the summer, but was sure somebody was going to pick him up. And lo and behold, they didn't. He was still out there, available on a free. Former Watford youth player, 2-star current, 4-star potential ability, 18 years old, wanted a non-contract offer, like 150 pounds appearance. Got him in on a 2-year deal instead, 50 pounds a week with a 55-pound appearance fee. Plays a really good right winger, and in the attributes required for that position, he's pretty darn good. 18 natural fitness is also a bonus, 12 determination is also nice. His positioning is horrible. I'm hoping I can get Monlewis or someone to tutor him to improve that. I am training him on that as well. His marking's bad, and his free kick taking and heading are bad, and his balance is kind of iffy too. I've never quite understood the low balance, but that's just me. For a 2-star current ability player, he fits in really nicely, and he will be getting some starts, especially with Monlewis out for the next couple weeks, and he will be Odom's primary backup for the near term, and it's possible he will see some playing time in this game against Kettering, but that remains to be seen. Today we are away at Kettering Town, and they are playing a 4-2-3-1 with McDonald in goal, Williams, Cass, Racine, and Demercan as the defensive back four, Howell and Smith as the midfielders, Beckley, Banks, and Anthony as the attacking midfielders, and Reed as their striker. We're switching things up a little bit today. We are playing our 4-3-1-2 with O'Brien in goal, Lyons, Foster, Wakely, Deering, and Barber as the defensive back four, Ray, Perry, and Dawson as the midfield three, English is the attacking midfielder with Ashton and Greenberg in front of him. Kettering has Collins, Mullings, Harper, Scott, Glover, Brennan, and Ross on the bench, while we have Ball, Bamba, Wilson, Velasquez, Odom, Bentley, and Fletcher. Well, we are switching things up today formation-wise, playing the 4-3-1-2. I'm beginning to wonder if teams have figured out our 3-4-3. I've got a couple ideas in mind over the next couple. Oh, Green Birch crosses into Ashton. Oh, very nice. Did he head that in? It looked like it was going to be high. In the crowd even. Okay, Barber with the throw in to English. Taps it up to Green Birch. Crosses it in. Now Ashton in between three Kettering defenders. Jumps up and gets the header in. Nice job. Democran with a throw in to Anthony. Dispossessed. English has it. Kicks it up to Green Birch. To Ashton. To Lyons Foster. Back to English. Up to Ashton again, who does beat his man this time. Crosses into Green Birch. 2-0 up, 13 minutes in. Wow. Now, I thought about playing the 3-4-1-2, but the past couple of games, we've been beaten by the long ball, splitting my three defenders. And I have the ability to play the 4-3-1-2. I have the depth for it, at least on the defensive line. What I don't have the depth for is on the midfield line, especially with Monlewis being injured. He's coming back in the next couple of days. He won't be match fit by any stretch of the imagination. Well, Reed has it behind the defense, and he skies it. I think he heard the footsteps of the people behind him. And about 30 minutes in, 4 shots, 3 on target. Kettering's had 3 and 2. Corner kick for Kettering. Anthony into Beckley, and he knocks it in. What happened there? Oh, the guy at the near post came out to mark him, and just Beckley volleyed it in right past him. Okay, Ray has it to English, to Ashton, out to Green Birch again. Now it took a shot, but McDonald blocked it, went out of bounds. Ray into the crowd. Dawson. Now long shot to McDonald. I forgot to go in and set my corner routines when I put this tactic in. I think that's the big reason we gave up that goal on the corner kick. But halftime, we are ahead 2-1. We're doing really well. 6 shots, 5 on target. Got 9 total fouls, though. That's a bit much, guys. Now, Kettering does have the possession advantage, but we're doing good. Oh, Democrat just got injured. He went out. Mullings came in for Kettering. 55 minutes in. Okay, you know what? It's 60 minutes in. We're going to pull Dawson off. He's on a yellow and he's on a 6-3. Deering's going to come up and replace Dawson. He can still play the ball-winning midfielder. Lyons Foster's going to move to the center. Bamba and Barber are going to move to defensive fullbacks. English is on a 6-5, but he's been decent. He's been decent. I suspect that 6-5 has something to do with the number of passes he's missed. I got a couple guys looking nervous. That's not good. Ah, son of a gun. What happened there? Oh, he headed it right in past him. 75 minutes in. Still 2-2. Up towards Ashton, but Smith has it for Kettering. Brennan to Banks. Oh, off the woodwork. Nice woodwork save. Banks to Anthony. Off the woodwork again. Okay. We're 8-6, but that means we've only had 4 chances. So the last 10 minutes of this, we're going to go back to the 3-4-3. The last this is going to come in for English. Odom's going to come in on the midfield right. Bamba's going to go out. He won't be happy with that, but you know what? He's 17 years old. Plus, he's looking really nervous. I don't want to leave him in for that by any stretch of the imagination. Get creative here. Ray to Perry. All the way up, but the last just stopped. Not that he could have gotten to it, but he could have at least challenged. Into the crowd. Up to Thelastis. To Ray, who kicks it forward again, but no one was there to take advantage of it. 5 minutes left. McDonald holding it up. Into the crowd. Smith to Howell. To Beckley. Challenged by Lyons Foster, but he gets it up to Williams back near midfield. Into Howell again. To Beckley. To Banks at the top. Anthony. Oh, just wide. Oh, we dodged a bullet there. Well, Lyons Foster has it. Up to Greenbirch. To Thelastis. Oh, McDonald with a nice save. Oh, that was high. Well, we're getting our chances. 4 minutes at a time. Well, this could really go either way. Williams with the throw-in. To Beckley. Back to Williams. Launches it forward. Goes right to Lyons Foster. Didn't even move. Barber to Ray. To Ashton. Well, that's the game. They had 18-5. We had 12-8. Beckley had a brace. We had 2 goals in 3 minutes. I really thought we had a chance there, but it means we're going to have to play them again, isn't it? Still no luck with my pep talks. We're going to play them again Wednesday the 21st, I bet. And we're playing them Tuesday. Well, I am going to skip forward to that. We will play them at home. Hopefully come away with a win, because I really want to go farther than the 4th qualifying round. I will be back in a bit with that. I'm not saying this is bad luck, but a possibly weaker opponent, well, a decidedly weaker opponent would have been nice. Well, like an idiot, I accidentally hit the space bar and skipped through the opening sequence. So today, we're going to do this a little more old school. We're playing our 3-4-3 today. O'Brien in goal, Ball, Deering, and Lyons Foster as the defensive back 3, Bentley, Ray, Perry, and Odom as the midfield 4, with Ashton, Thelastis, and Greenbirch as the strikers. Kettering is playing their 4-2-3-1 again, with McDonald in goal, Williams, Cass, Racine, and Mullings as the defensive back 4, Howell and Smith as the midfielders, Beckley, Banks, and Anthony as the attacking midfielders, and Reed as the strikers. On our bench, we have Wakely, Bamba, English, Rawson, Barber, Allen, and Wilson. Kettering has Collins, Brennan, Harper, Scott, Glover, Democran, and Loss on their bench. Well, we're playing our defensive version of the 3-4-3 today. That means the wingers are back on defend. The defensive line is a little bit further back. Oh, O'Brien with 2 great blocks there. We're playing a little bit narrower, and we're playing more disciplined. Ball with a kick out. Birch has it up to Bentley. And he bounces it off the Kettering player. That was okay. Flastus into the crowd, but no one can get to it before Madonna collects it. Oh, Reed has it. Good kick, and he kicks it right. And we were right on top of him, too. Anthony with the corner in. Reed to Cass. And that's in for the goal. I was hoping for a decent cup run this year, but doesn't appear to be in the cards. I'm going to demand more here. Green Birch over to Ashton, who loses it. Goes up to Reed. Banks has it for Kettering. Odom gets in his way, directs it to Deering. Thalassius to Green Birch. Crosses it in. Racine kicks it back out for Kettering, but it goes over to Perry. To Bentley. Up to Ashton. And it hits the crossbar and goes out. Woodwork save for Kettering. Well, they've had 8 shots, 4 on target already. Odom to Ray to Thalassius. Now it goes back to McDonald. He brings it out, kicks it right. Bentley collects it for Enfield to Ray to Bentley, who gives it back to Smith. Goes up to Reed, who is all alone, and he hits the post and it goes out. Woodwork save for Kettering. Thalassius just picked up a yellow card. Banks with the free kick. Smith to Mullings rather. A goal for Kettering. Well, sitting further back, even on the attack, has not helped us. They've got 12 and 6. Green Birch in the box, bounces it off the Kettering player. Buckley sends it out. Ball runs over to get it. Sends it up towards Bentley, who saves it, but loses the control. Reed up to Banks. He kicks it out of bounds. I think that went off the side of his foot. Now Banks has it, sends it towards Reed, but it's intercepted. Thalassius over to Green Birch. Now Anthony intercepted for Kettering. Ball heads back to McDonald. He kicks up, goes to Linus Foster, who launches it forward. The only player nearby is Cass from Kettering, who's holding onto the ball. He kicks it up, but Perry intercepts Green Birch. Oh, very nice. There's a mistake on Kettering's part. Cass holds onto it, and he kicks it up, but it goes right to Perry. Ray kicks it right up to Green Birch, who just knocks it past. Blanking on his name, the Kettering keeper, McDonald, who just stands there. And it's halftime. Well, we got one back, but we're going to move these guys back up to wingers on support. You know what? Odom's on a yellow. We're going to bring him off and bring Allen on, get him some playing time. Thalassius is on a yellow. We're going to bring in English and drop back to the 3-4-1-2. Up to Perry, over to Allen, and the highlight ends. One of these days I'll stop commenting on those, and when I do, that's when we'll score. Ashton's on a 6-2. If he's not getting any better by the 70th minute, we'll take him off. Now Allen tries crossing it, but Howell intercepts towards Kettering, who launches it forward to Reed. I'm not quite sure what O'Brien did. He came up, but it looks like he didn't do anything else after that to try and impede the ball. Nice first touch by Reed. I am hoping O'Brien is not the next Dauber. English, all the way back out to ball. Sends it in towards Greenbirch, who loses it. Beckley has it for Kettering. Now, but he's forced into a bad kick. Bentley to Deering. Sends it up to Ashton. Crosses it in. Greenbirch. Oh, nice goal. We still might take Ashton off here in the next few minutes. See what happens. Bentley to Deering to Ashton. Nice cross. Nice header by Greenbirch. Oh, Banks steps in front. Karam's off, but Howell has it now. Ball has it. Oh, Reed. Oh, man. Reed is just on fire today. That's his second. And we had more than one player who should have made a play on the ball. Allen tried clearing it, but bounced right off Beckley. You know what, let's check something out here. My entire defense is having a horrible, horrible game. I'm going to bring Wakely on for ball. O'Brien with the save. Walks it up and kicks it. And right to a Kettering player. Reed up to Beckley. Back over to Anthony, and he scores. They're not really a better team than us. At least they shouldn't be 3 goals better than us. I think O'Brien is going to get a rest the next couple of matches. 18 shots, 9 on target. And our FA Cup run is over. Now Bentley loses the ball. Scott has it. Wakely intercepts, but goes right to Howell. Banks steps right through the line. Karam's off O'Brien. In for a 6th. You know, I said last episode I'd kill for a tie, but I didn't mean a tie in the first of our FA Trophy Cup games. I mean, we should be running them into the ground by all rights. 9/10 of their team is in 60% or less. We do stuff like that, though. Send it right to the Kettering player. It doesn't really help us. If they get a 7th before the game's over. Now this should be it. Greenbirch crosses it to no one because they were all running forward. Wakely to Bentley. Sends it forward to Ashton, who is dispossessed by Brennan. And that should be the game. Cass with the 15th minute goal. Mullings with the 42nd minute goal. Reed with a brace. Anthony with a goal. Banks with a goal. Greenbirch had a brace. That was about the only positive to take away from this game. And we had the possession advantage. That royally bites. Talk the team. Aggressive. Far from pleased. Lucas Greenberg is demotivated. Let me see if I can talk to him real quick. And he looks happy. Well, truer words have never been shown. Something tells me that if there was recording of my talk to the boys, it wouldn't be reproducible on public airwaves. Well, we were going to play Sutton United, but back-to-backs against Kettering Town. I'm not going to do a third live com. The episode's already going to be as long as necessary. Let me check something out here real quick. 430 home fans. It's not good. You know, I think we're going to skip ahead quite a few games and come back for Enfield Town and Gateshead. See if I can't shake some of the rust out from the boys in the intervening games. This goal scoring glut we've been on lately has just been, there's no in-betweens. We've got 46 goals for us and 32 against. We're first in the league in goals for and bottom of the league in goals against. And we still got a goal differential of 14. And we're still in 9th place. Is it possible to praise your team while pulling what's left of your hair out at the same time? I am not sure. Something tells me in the next 6 weeks or so we are going to find out. Well, losing to Kettering Town like that was tough. I'm not going to say we deserved it, but we definitely earned it. Our performance on the pitch that last game was just awful. Part of me wonders how much of it is my fault because I'm tinkering with the tactic and the people involved. And part of me wonders how much of it is the fact that the teams we're playing are better than the teams we played last year. Given how we dominated the South last year, I'm not quite sure that comes into play. Yes, there's obviously teams better than us in the Vanarama. And we've given some of them quite a fight, ultimately coming out on the losing end. And I think that's what bothers me more than anything else. We are an either-or team at the moment. We are either winning big or losing big. And it's just not something you can do for sustainable growth and success. The other issue that's raised its head is that I told the board we would go a lot further than we actually did. And they're a little bit miffed at me now because they gave me extra money for this payroll that I'm not spending all of. Which means now my FA trophy run has to be even better than where I told them we would go. Otherwise, I'm going to be deeper in hot water. But that's a bridge we're going to have to cross when we get there. In the meantime, if you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave them down below, and I'll answer them as best as I can. My name is FM Jellico, and I thank you for watching.